Reno, Nevada, the World Boxing Council Welterweight Championship, 12 rounds. Colin Jones and Milton McCrory as they're entering the ring right now. Hello again, everybody. I'm Don Chevrier, and welcome to what should be a highly exciting Welterweight Championship bout here today. A couple of knockout artists in the ring. Jones from Wales has 21 knockouts in his 25 professional fights. Young McCrory from the Tough Croc Boxing Gym in Detroit knocked out his first 17 pro opponents in a row, won decisions in his last 3, and is unbeaten with 20 consecutive wins in the world of pro boxing. They're the number 1 and 2 ranked contenders for the vacant welterweight championship last held by Sugar Ray Leonard. McCrory from Detroit, an ambitious young fighter, was a fine amateur before he turned pro. Let's find out more about this young man from the Croc Boxing Gym. The biggest win of Milton's pro career came last July 10th when he met highly ranked Roger Stafford, and through the first 7 rounds, McCrory was dominant. But he had taped his wrist too tightly before the fight, apparently restricting circulation to his hands. And when he landed this right in round 8, he felt tremendous pain that made him grimace and cradle his injured hand to his chest. A lesser fighter might have panicked or even quit, but Milton used his mobility and his left jab to survive fighting one-handed and turned a potential disaster into a unanimous decision and a win that vaulted him to the number 1 spot on the ratings. The toughness that's enabled Milton to overcome that and similar crises on the road to his title fight is not apparent when you meet him. He appears to be a quiet, relaxed, almost shy young man. But as a member of the Croc boxing team out of Detroit, he has had to be tough day in and day out. Because while a fighter like WBC Super Welterweight champion Thomas Hearns may be a good friend to have fun with outside the ring, he may be the toughest sparring partner anywhere. Manager Emmanuel Stewart restricts these wars to 3 or 4 before each fight. They sparred here 4 days ago, but he's not worried about protecting Milton McCrory from anyone.
He's a rough guy, and I think after watching him box for nearly 9 years that he's durable enough to hold up with anyone.
Emmanuel Stewart may be a believer, but Milton himself knows it's important to prove to everyone that he is not intimidated by any fighter, not even a fighter as great as the great Thomas Hearns.
People on the outside looking in, and they all wanted to know, they all just thought Tommy would go into the ring and just bull everybody over the way he fights. I had to set a goal for myself, knowing that just to show the people and show myself that Tommy's not going to do that to me.
Rory worked very well here in Reno throughout the week. Extremely impressive, and he is in the ring now with his unbeaten record on the line in search of the WBC World Welterweight Boxing Championships today. But the man he will meet, and here he is, Colin Jones from Gersynen, Wales, the number 2 contender, has considerably more experience in championship bouts. He's the European, Commonwealth, and British welterweight boxing champion. And as we say, the man has a tremendous string of knockouts to his credit. Let's look now at the history of Colin Jones from Wales. Jones won the British welterweight crown from Kirtland Lang, who recently beat Roberto Duran. Colin had lost the first 8 rounds, but here in the 9th, he unloaded a series of devastating blows until finally the referee stopped it. He met Mark Harris for the Commonwealth title in March of '81. Again, 9th round, and again the Jones power ended it. Next fight, a rematch with Lang. Once more, the 9th round. Lang way ahead on points, and once more that Jones left hook, and it was all over. After a long layoff, Jones defended the Commonwealth title against Zachariah Vey and proved he could be a tremendous body puncher as well as he dropped Vey for good in round 2. In his first fight outside Great Britain, he challenged Henrik Palm for the European title last November in Copenhagen, and the Jones left scored his 17th straight win by knockout. He's knocked opponents out early, he's knocked them out late, and I asked him about his plans for McCrory.
If I can come on strong in the first round and stop him in the first round, it'll be just as pleasing to me as doing it in the 12th round. So we've got no strategy about this fight, about how long it's going to go or what we're going to do. We're just going to play it as it comes.
Well, how do you handle a man, though, who's taller, who has a longer reach, and certainly has a fair amount of speed as well? How do you deal with that?
The same as I have the other 10 or 11 fighters that I've fought that are so tall. I don't know, some fighters may say they've got a a special way of fighting tall men. I don't claim to have any special way. Just fight them ordinary and hope to tag them.
And here's the scene as you see the comparisons. The most important factor, the height advantage of 5 inches for McCrory, and the reach advantage of just about 2 inches going for Milton. But Colin Jones, as you heard, has fought taller men before. As a matter of fact, he has knocked out 3 6-footers. The man apparently knows no fear, and he works himself up in a very strange way for this bout. Many of his fights, Colin Jones says he hasn't had a bath since Tuesday and refused to even shave before this fight. Obviously, he's got a very light beard. He says it puts him in the mood for fighting, and he's in the mood today to try to win a world championship as round 1 is underway. Milton McCrory is going to have to back Colin Jones out. He lets him come forward. Jones is a real banger, as you've seen in some of the highlights of his previous bouts. McCrory, the 1-4 favorite, though those odds dropped substantially with 100 Welshmen here in Reno wagering on their man, Colin Jones from Gersynen. McCrory throws good straight punches. There's a left coming through from Colin Jones. And he is succeeding in the early seconds, backing him up. The right coming through. Now the left hook thrown by Milton McCrory. Number 1 contender against number 2, but what a tough customer Jones is. Remember, Milton ran up 17 straight knockouts, then had to go the distance to win decisions in his last 3. Jones seems to knock out everybody. 21 of 25, as we told you. His only loss, ironically, was in his native Wales. He was disqualified for a low blow. McCrory has the style, but Jones can box as well, although he really is a belter, a puncher, as he sticks the left hand through to Milton McCrory. We are midway in round 1. McCrory can hurt you with that right, and did sting Jones right there. Of course, both have had hand troubles. But their hands are in good shape, they say, coming in here today. 3 ringside judges will decide it. Venezuela, Brazil, and Mexico represented. The referee is a Mexican, Octavio Moran. Worked 2 of Marvin Hagler's championship fights in 1981. Jones, fairly impressive here against McCrory as he comes right after him. Jones certainly performing as advertised. He hits well with either hand. Perhaps the left has a bit more sting to it, but he can take you out either way. 40 seconds to go in the first round. Scheduled for 12. The WBC Welterweight Boxing Title on the line. McCrory jabbing effectively, now following with the right, partially blocked by Colin Jones, who smiles back at him. This looks to be a good matchup. Seconds winding down to the conclusion of round number 1. Round 2 is underway. McCrory with an advantage in that first round. His jabs, his right hand hurt Colin Jones. Jones got a couple of punches through, but McCrory had the advantage in round number 1. And so far, he is taking command, but as we say, don't ever underestimate the power of a Colin Jones. Rips the right hand through. McCrory follows with a weak left. Then sticks the right through, coming back with the left hand. Here's the looping hook coming around from Colin Jones. Jones will switch up on you. He'll flick the right, then flick the left out to lead with. McCrory handling him quite well at this stage as they approach the 1-minute mark of the second round. Scheduled for 12. Jones starting slowly, has not had a world of experience in long fights. Had gone to the 10th round only in 1979. People don't hang around too long with this guy. He's been fighting in Europe and Great Britain. Fairly slow of foot, typical of British fighters. The speed of the footwork belongs to McCrory here. McCrory flicks that left up again, a good scoring blow. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round we'll take a station break. 12 rounds, the WBC's new championship rule. Also standing 8 counts can be called by a referee. The man today in the middle is Octavio Moran of Mexico. You see puffiness around the face of Colin Jones. There was some blood coming from McCrory's nose. We noticed between rounds, nothing too serious, as Jones grips that wild left hook at him. And the short chopping right. McCrory got away from most of that. The Jones jab coming through now, defending well against the combinations of McCrory. You see him, he'll stand back and just lunge at you with those punishing punches. Sticks a good straight left through that time. 40 seconds to go in the second round. Again, there's a little trickle of blood from the left nostril of Milton McCrory of Detroit. Jones certainly proving that he is a ring veteran and a very tough man to get to and to hurt. He can certainly take the punches. The question is, can he endure them over a long bout? He simply has no track record in that regard. We'll return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this from our local station. Round 3 is underway. The referee mopping some moisture from the face of Colin Jones, who appears to be rather even now. I thought he won the second round. Punishing right hand thrown by Jones. That's what McCrory has to be careful about. Wild left hook missing by Jones. He is here to take McCrory out to win the title. Jones is not going to bank at any 12-round decision. Blood again from the left nostril of McCrory. It may affect his breathing and stamina as time goes on. McCrory, the 1-4 favorite here in Reno to win the championship, vacated by Sugar Ray Leonard. I think he knows already that Jones can hurt you, as McCrory scored there with the right hook. Much of the movement is McCrory, but he's not succeeding now in backing Jones up. Jones is the aggressor coming at him much of the time. Gloves held high by Jones, defending well. As we watch this third round, it's worth remembering the last 5 Jones bouts have ended in 3 rounds or less. Past the midway mark of the third round. Bangs the left up to Milton McCrory. McCrory with a good combination. But it is McCrory in retreat much of the way, and that's a change in pattern, certainly from the first round. McCrory now hoping to catch Jones coming in, and has done it several times. But Jones just keeps on coming. 1 minute remaining in the third round. See that trickle of blood from McCrory's nose. Jones is puffy, otherwise unmarked. He does not cut, apparently. Neither man has ever been knocked down in their professional careers. No question, Colin Jones is a worthy champion as he shoots the left out again. McCrory with the right. Tries the right uppercut. 30 seconds or less to go in the round now. Chopping right by McCrory, but Jones just keeps coming back for more. Neither man has really been hurt. But they have endured some forceful blows. Seconds winding down to end the third round. On the second, McCrory would be slightly ahead now, but the 3 judges are the ones to decide that if it does go the distance. 12 Jones has fallen behind for 8 rounds and come back to take his opponent out late. Not sure against McCrory if he can count on doing that today. The fans from Wales, over 100 strong, singing as is the custom through soccer games and boxing matches in their country. Jones rips the left hand out. As you're watching this bout on Wide World of Sports, it is also being seen live on the BBC in England. The veteran boxing commentator Harry Carpenter just behind us. Also live to the boxing fans of Italy. Jones smiling at McCrory. Again, much of the movement around the ring is McCrory. Jones straight ahead takes a couple of combinations on the way in as we're past the halfway mark of this, the 4th round. A right from Jones bangs the left of the body as McCrory is sent across the ring. Can be wild as you've seen, but if he ever catches you, look out. That's what Milton has to be aware of, and I'm sure he is. He's got his hands full here in the final minute of this 4th round. Big jab coming out from Jones, followed by McCrory's right. Jones is scoring with that jab more frequently now as this round goes along. McCrory sticks his jab out twice. Not a punishing blow, but a scoring one. Follows with a right hook. Sticks the right through 3 times. McCrory taking advantage later in this round. Slams the right through again to Colin Jones. Jones' face getting redder and redder. He's taken some late punishment here in round 4. McCrory regaining command as this 4th round comes to an end. Here's the 5th round. I just heard Harry Carpenter tell the viewers in England this is a fascinating fight, and indeed it is, although McCrory took charge late in round 4, and you have to have him ahead on the scorecard now. But remember, Jones has fallen behind very badly in previous fights, but he still had strength to take man out late. Rips the left through, McCrory fell back, hits him again to the left, McCrory dancing around the ring. Jones, an absolutely wicked puncher. And you just know by watching what he has done so far that he's capable at any time with either hand of ending it. Remember, neither man has been on the canvas in their respective pro careers. Jones takes a right from McCrory. Jones, who turns 24 on Monday, fought at the Olympic Games in Montreal. Did not survive the first round of action there. Turned pro shortly afterward. Holds 3 titles, British, Commonwealth, and European. Now going for the world crown. Uppercut scores to McCrory. Jones smiling, looking a little bit looser now as he goes along. Milton is still outpointing it, but not overwhelmingly as he had done late in round 4. We're past the midway mark of this, the 5th round. Remember, scheduled for 12, the vacant WBC World Welterweight Boxing Title. Punishment there for McCrory. McCrory is scoring now. Coming on late in this round. Blood showing from his nose once again. The quickness of McCrory is paying out. That's been the big difference. The difference has allowed him to pile up the advantage in points. As we told you earlier, it remains to be seen if that nosebleed continues, if it'll affect the breathing of Milton McCrory. McCrory teeing off more on combinations now. Jones missing with a wild right. The jab keeping Jones at bay more and more. Again, Milton trying to catch him coming in. Less than 30 seconds remaining in this 5th round. More and more ring movement from the fleet-footed Milton McCrory as we go along. But no less of Jones' determination and aggressiveness as we continue. Just a few seconds remain now in the 5th round.
We've got...
This is Don Chevrier, the 6th round World Welterweight Championship, WBC version at stake. McCrory has an advantage, but it's going to be a problem depending on the philosophy of scoring, because Jones has looked impressive coming on. Obviously, the more blows have been landed by McCrory to count punch for punch, he certainly has the lead. But it can be deceiving for certain judges, again, depending on their philosophy, the way Jones just keeps on coming. He looks as though he is scoring more than he actually is. And indeed he has. Gotten to McCrory throughout every round of the bout. The one round I would give to Jones would be round 2. Well, the last round, it was extremely close, the 5th. A long, looping left hand again by Colin Jones, partially deflected by Milton. A minute gone, and this is the 6th round. We're approaching the halfway mark. It is scheduled for 12. Good left from Jones. There is no question this is a worthy match, and Colin Jones, indeed a worthy opponent for the top-ranked McCrory. We also want to welcome viewers watching CTV across Canada this afternoon. And wherever you are, you're seeing quite a fight. I'd like to alert our local stations along the line. At the end of this round, we'll take a station break. Still some blood from McCrory's nose and a lot of redness around the face of Colin Jones, inevitable both ways from the banging each man has taken. Never in any kind of serious trouble has either fighter been. McCrory throwing far more punches. Jones with a good defense, once held high, the ring-wise veteran. And it's showing here, this experience certainly in a championship contest. From Jones. More blood now on the face of McCrory. Backs away from a looping left hook. Less than 30 seconds remaining here in the 6th round. Some wildness from McCrory, who finally scored with a follow-up right. Rips the right through again. This a very even round. While McCrory's been busy, Jones has blocked many and will return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this from our local station. We go to a 7th round to decide this World Welterweight Boxing Championship in Reno, Nevada. Jones getting busy early in this round. He shot about 5 lefts out, however, only 1 connected. Bangs to the body now. McCrory stunned by that left hook. Here's another one. Then the right. Jones is not wanting for confidence. But McCrory has outpointed him, it would appear, to this stage. But there have been moments when Jones has been dominant. Only moments, however. A minute gone, and this is the 7th round. It is safe to assume, win, lose, or draw, that any opponent of Jones has got to be awfully sore the next day. If McCrory holds this lead that he appears to have, who will pay a price for it, as we're halfway through round 7. And it's been a pretty good round for Colin Jones. His best since the second round. It may be those heavy punches are wearing McCrory down. Now to the combination of the blood coming from McCrory's nose, possibly causing breathing problems for Milton. McCrory scoring now, but no question, this has been a very good round for Jones. 30 seconds remain in the 7th round. More blood on Milton's face. Just seconds remaining in the 7th round. Welterweight championship here at Reno, Nevada. Scheduled for 12 rounds. Brother Ray Leonard won his last bout as champion here in the same ring, February 15th of 82. Now these two men in pursuit of that championship, now that Leonard is retired. Either, from what we've seen, would indeed be a worthy champion again. Long lunging right backs McCrory around the ring. He's on the run more and more now. Jones gaining momentum as he goes along. McCrory in the early rounds had a definite edge. But from round 6 on, it has swung around now with Jones the dominant man in the ring as we approach the 1-minute mark of this, the 8th round. And indeed, that movement, those quick feet of McCrory have been really savers for him. He's able to hit on the move, stick with the jab, but moving constantly now, as you can see, with more blood coming from his nose. Jones in constant pursuit. Remember, as we told you at the outset, Jones has taken opponents out early and late. McCrory has been admonished by the referee Mayran to fight. He's running too much and not throwing enough. The referee said, mix it up, Milton. Less than halfway into the round now. It's been all Jones. Remember, McCrory is just 21 years of age. Jones turns 24, so he's got maturity and certainly title experience on his side. There's a welt now into the left eye of Colin Jones. And still the blood from McCrory's nose for a minute to go in the 8th round. The chase is on. Jones doing the chasing. All McCrory's been able to do is catch him the odd time on the way in this 8th round. Certainly the slight reach and the 5-inch height advantage held by McCrory is no problem for Colin Jones. Less than 30 seconds to go. Again, Jones has that welt under his right arm, and it's opening up more and more. McCrory's face, not exactly a pretty picture either, with the blood coming from his nose. So the seconds wind down. A good 8th round for Colin Jones.
When you
was useless.
If so, the Romulans could attack into Federation territory before we knew they were there.
The 9th round is underway. What a battle this has been. There's a welt now under the eye of Jones. McCrory's been bleeding almost round the bout from the nose, but Jones coming on stronger since the 6th round. Remember, he was behind, as he really should be in scoring overall here, when he ended 2 previous fights with 9th round knockouts. So an eventful 9th round potentially for Colin Jones. And again, McCrory moving around the ring. He was cautioned by referee Moran of Mexico for not fighting earlier. Manuel Stewart, his handler, complained to the official about that. Of course, that now is McCrory's style. The movement really saving him here as Jones rips the left into him again. Milton cannot afford to sit on the lead he built up in the first half dozen rounds, because conceivably there's enough time for Jones to come back and gain the points, and certainly the potential of Jones taking him down with either hand. It's cut under Jones' left eye is holding up well at the stage. This has been a good fight. McCrory scoring a little more now, mainly as he catches the aggressive Jones coming to him. We're midway in the 9th round. It is scheduled for 12. Remember, more blood from the nostrils of McCrory now, who was the 1-4 favorite here in Reno. Takes a stinging right to the side of the face from Jones. And the chase continues. Jones in pursuit of McCrory around this ring in Reno. Fans getting on McCrory now for his inactivity as he moves more than punching. He's got to. You can't stand toe-to-toe with this guy. He'll take you out. Less than a minute to go in the 9th round. What a turnaround from the middle of this fight, the 6th round on, which we had as even. You have to give Jones the last 2, and he's got the edge here in the 9th round as well, banging away to the body. Pounds the left, now the right. McCrory is a little bit tired and maybe in a bit of trouble now. He's slowing in his movements. Jones hasn't stopped over on the far side, certainly slower in retreat. 20 seconds to go in this round. Jones chasing him down. McCrory's counter-punching coming up short. Rips the right in, another right or left from Colin Jones. McCrory in some difficulty late in the round. McCrory against the ropes, taking punishment now from Jones. Just seconds remain in round 9. Colin Jones stunned McCrory late in that round. An example right there as the 10th is underway and Jones continues to bang away. McCrory just flopped down at his stool between rounds. He's got to be exhausted from all the running around the ring. And there's no stamina problem for Jones, but McCrory definitely is tired and therefore very vulnerable now here in this 10th round. We have an upset of the making here in Reno. McCrory stumbling, his timing off, the blood coming from the nose. And Jones appearing about as fresh as he was in the first round. Rips the left hand through again. Remember, either hand is very heavy from Jones. And the more McCrory tries to run, the more fatigued he will become. He's got 2 minutes left here and still 2 more rounds, but goes the distance, scheduled for 12. With the early points McCrory built up, it may be about even. So from this point on, this fight could be up for grabs. While McCrory is fatigued from running, Jones has got to be getting a little arm weary now. But not as tired as McCrory is. We're halfway through the 10th round. Heavy body punch from Jones. You notice McCrory still endeavoring to move around the ring, but ever so much more slowly now. Colin Jones from Wales can sense that he has McCrory in difficulty. And he knows that from the midway point on, he has been the dominant man in the ring and the aggressor almost throughout this fight. Only in the first couple of rounds did McCrory succeed in backing Jones up. He has not moved backward ever since. Less than a minute to go in round 10. Hope you're enjoying this one. It's been a great WBC Welterweight Title fight here in Reno, Nevada. More blood down the face of McCrory. The welter to Jones' left eye, holding up very nicely. coming through there. Remember, McCrory had 17 fairly easy knockouts to launch his full career. The last 3 have gone to decision. It appears this one may as well, unless Jones catches him or McCrory gets a second win. Looping, glancing left hand from Jones. He's firing almost at will now, and McCrory, as he has been for several rounds, has to be content in his role of counterpuncher. Just a few seconds left now in the 10th round. Colin Jones sprang out of his corner. He is eager. He knows he's got McCrory in trouble. McCrory, with all his running, has to be so tired that his punches can't have much sting to them. And as we told you, with the aggressiveness of Jones, all the blows thrown by McCrory are counter punches in retreat, back and around this ring. Milton's got to find a reserve here in the last 2 rounds, because right now Jones would appear to have a slight advantage. In overall scoring, despite the fact McCrory won 4 of the first 5 rounds. An uppercut from McCrory scored. That surprised Jones. He rips the left hook through now. Another good right from McCrory. Becoming a little more effective here in round 11 than he has been since the 6th round of this match. Jones can hit you, it seems, halfway across the ring. A minute gone of the 11th round, scheduled for 12. Milton may be getting a little second wind. I suspect he will need it. How Jones isn't totally exhausted from throwing all these punches, I don't know. Man is a tremendous reserve of stamina. Rips the left through a glancing blow that scores. I don't know if McCrory's right hand is bothering him, but he winced with pain a short time ago. It has caused him trouble earlier in his career. Really isn't throwing much force behind those rights of his. He may be becoming a one-arm fighter here in the late going. Good left from Jones, brought McCrory back against the ropes. But Milton still dancing, less than a minute to go on the 11th round. From Jones, another left coming through from Colin Jones, the champion of the British Commonwealth in Europe, who may be very close to becoming the welterweight champion of the world. Another forceful blow there. 30 seconds to go in the 11th round. McCrory is scoring, tries to go to the body. That was ineffective. There are welts under both eyes of Colin Jones right now, and still blood from McCrory's nose. Chopping right thrown by Jones. Combination by McCrory. The Jones left coming out. McCrory, a late flurry. There's the bell to end the 11th round. They have 1 to go. It has been a tremendous show here, as many in this crowd are on their feet cheering Milton McCrory and Colin Jones to 11 rounds of exciting WBC Welterweight Championship action. But you can see plainly that Milton McCrory is a very tired young man, trying to find reserve. We mentioned that McCrory might have injured his right hand. Here's the punch coming through. Now watch his face, the grimace. He might, yes, reminiscent of what we showed you before the bout in the previous fight when he hurt that right hand. So very well, McCrory, when he needs, all he can muster could be down to a one-arm fighter without the use or the full use of his right here in this 12th round coming up. And he's got to do something very dramatic because Colin Jones has to have the lead right now. Jones came running out before the bell even sounded. The referee, Merayan, has to persuade him. He is eager, and here they go to the 12th and final round. On total points, it may still be up for grabs here in this 12th round. It's got to be close. I give the edge to Jones. two separate fights. The first 6 rounds to McCrory. The last 5 have gone to Colin Jones. Jones is handled by Eddie Thomas. He guided Ken Buchanan and Howard Winston the World Championship. McCrory coming on better now, but Jones still stands there with him. The mental toughness we saw earlier on the part of McCrory coming to the floor now. It'll have to here with a minute gone in round number 12. He's got a full right hand, remember. He's giving it all he has. The 12th round, so important to decide this one. And for the first time, he's got Jones stopped still, not coming at him as he has done for the previous 5 rounds, chasing Milton around the ring. So Milton McCrory indeed is a lot apart as we're seeing in this 12th round. A minute, 20 seconds to go. Jones trying to tee off. He is getting arm weary now. McCrory totally exhausted, digging deep to his final reserve of stamina to get through this 12th round. He's been impressive for the first half of it. These two tired welterweights aspiring for the World Championship of a minute to go now. Good combination scored by McCrory. Caught Jones on the way in. McCrory running less and staying the battle with Colin Jones. It's been a good final round for Milton McCrory. The question is, will it be enough? 30 seconds to go on the fight. These two slugging it out right down to the wire. 15 seconds left. McCrory still coming on. He's had a great 12th round. But Jones has had a great bout overall. Rips the left through. McCrory comes back trying to punish him. Just a couple of seconds left now to win it. And the welterweight championship will go to a decision as these two fine fighters get a standing ovation here in Reno. 12 rounds of tremendous punishment both ways. A fantastic attempt by both men to win this world championship. And this decision, I would suspect, has got to be mighty, mighty close. The first half of the bout, McCrory's. The second half, except for the final round, has to belong to Colin Jones. We'll be back with the decision for you in just a few minutes. But right now, let's check in with our colleague Al Michaels, Wide World of Sports Control in New York City. Al? Wild scene that you can see in the center of the ring here in Reno, awaiting the decision to see which of the two of them will become the WBC Welterweight Boxing Champion. I would suggest to you this has got to be a hairline decision either way. It's got to be extremely close. Let's find out how it turned out.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision, and I will read the point totals. Newton Campos, judging at ringside, sees it 116 to 114 in favor of Colin Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Juan Guerra of Mexico sees it 116 to 113 in favor of Milton McCrory. The deciding ballot cast by Dimas Hernandez de Venezuela, 115 for Milton McCrory, 115 for Colin Jones. It's even a draw.
Well, how about that? Look at the look on McCrory's face. He said, I did all this. Nobody's got a championship. Colin Jones has certainly scored a moral victory, and marriages may be made in heaven, but a rematch had to be made here in Reno this afternoon. The title will remain vacant. How about that? After 12 rounds and these two fighting their hearts out, we still have a vacant welterweight championship in the World Boxing Council. I wonder what Sugar Ray Leonard's thinking now, because he retired in November. They fought this battle today, and he's still the last champion. It is just remarkable what has happened, but it's not surprising on the part of the judges. We've got Milton McCrory here just leaning over the ropes. Milton, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was a very close fight. I thought at least it'd be one round. I think I got the first 7 rounds.
I thought maybe 6 the last round, too.
I thought I'd be the last round, too.
Well, I guess you might be seeing more of Colin Jones. You got to decide this somehow.
Good fight. Very good fight. I got tired. That's one of the reasons.
All the running tired you out?
I think so. The atmosphere and everything. Hey.
Did your hand get injured late in the fight? You grimaced once with the right hand?
I did. I felt pain in my hand again.
Like before? As bad as before?
No, not bad as before.
Well, you showed a lot of courage. Colin Jones, let's get a word from you. You fought a tremendous fight. What are your thoughts after?
Say that again, please.
Congratulations. What are your thoughts right now? No title decided.
I thought I went for myself. I don't think it'd be much of a fight, because I knew I had to take the fight to him. And if I hadn't been going forward all the time, I don't think it'd have been much of a fight tonight. So I took the fight to him and gave everything we had.
Going to meet this man again, are you?
Fun.
Going to fight him again?
Yeah, I'll fight him anytime, anywhere. It's a great fight. I really enjoyed it. I didn't get hurt, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm sure the next fight will be a better one.
Congratulations, Colin, to both of you. A fabulous fight here in Reno, Nevada this afternoon, and once again, this fight turns out to be a draw. The title remains vacant. I hope you enjoyed it as much at home as we did here at ringside. Travel arrangements made through, promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about.
It is obviously a hot day in Las Vegas, Nevada. It always is in August at the outdoor arena behind the Dunes Hotel for our WBC World Welterweight Championship fight. Top-ranked Milton McCrory of Detroit, Michigan against second-ranked Colin Jones. That is McCrory there. He's 21 years of age. He is trained and managed by Emmanuel Stewart out of Detroit, weighed in at 147 pounds at the official weigh-in. You can see the only blemish on his professional record of the draw with Colin Jones last March. As for the young man from South Wales, he's 24 years of age, lives in Gorsinan. He weighed in at 146.5 pounds. He stands 5'8". McCrory stands just a fraction under 6 feet. He is listed in most places as 6'1", but we've measured him, and he is actually just a fraction under 6 feet. Colin Jones is a former Olympian. He lost in the round of 16 there. The former British and European champion, but he gave those up in order to fight for the WBC title. Isaac Herrera is the referee. He is out of Panama. He does not have a vote. It is a Latin panel. Angel Custodio Tovar of Panama, Rey Solis of Mexico, Anselmo Escobedo of Venezuela. Those are the judges, those are the gentlemen that will decide the fate of these two men this afternoon. 104 degrees at ringside as we begin the first of 12 scheduled rounds. Milton McCrory will have a reach advantage of approximately 5 inches. In the training process for Colin Jones, he worked on his stamina. He is intent on getting off to a quicker start. Of course, on the other side, the right hand of Milton McCrory. He hurt it really a year ago against Roger Stafford in a fight in Phoenix, Arizona. And since that time, he's had trouble with it. He hurt it again in the fight against Jones up in Reno. And he went flat after the 6th round, with Jones coming on strong in the fight. So it's really a question of whether or not McCrory truly has the right hand back and can bang with it, or whether or not the Welshman with the heavy hands can go to the body early in the fight and try to take some of the speed away from Milton McCrory. the winner will succeed Sugar Ray Leonard as the welterweight champion of the WBC. Donald Curry is the WBA champion, an undefeated youngster out of Fort Worth, Texas. McCrory has thrown the right hand now on 4 occasions with some authority. So he seemed very happy with the way things had gone for him in the final phases of his training and pronounced himself most fit for this rematch against the Welshman. McCrory, always a busy fighter, going back to the times that we saw him as a young amateur. Always busy. Not particularly a banger, but always busy. And we'll pile up the points on you. The young man from Gorsinan who has done it all, from digging graves to working in coal mines in his home region to support himself and his young family. Glorious opportunity at hand for him. And he is slow to start again today. He is managed and trained by Eddie Thomas, who has had previous world champions in Howard Winston and Ken Buchanan. Eddie Thomas handling the cuts as well. Garth Bevins and Colin Jones' brother Ken is also at ringside, and we're now inside the final minute of this first round, scheduled for 12. Milt McCrory in the gold trunks on the left, and the Welshman with his back to you, Colin Jones. Tough, dogged kind of a fighter. He has been used to fighting in most of his career, fellows who will come at you. Well, McCrory won't necessarily do that. He'll stay away from you, stopping once in a while to bang with you. And I think that's a very important thing for McCrory, as he nailed him. McCrory stepped in, planted himself, and caught Jones right on the button. Colin looks into his corner. We've got about 8 seconds to go in the first round. He looked into his corner. His eyes seemed clear, and the bell. So, Milt McCrory's right hand apparently is back, huh? As Colin Jones goes down right above us at the closing seconds of this first round. Take a look at it. McCrory loads it up, comes over the top with a right hand, following a left hook, and down went Colin Jones. He shook his head vigorously for the first 5 seconds of the count. Then he looked into his corner to Eddie Thomas. He seemed cogent, and he was up easily at the count of 8 and finished the round. So McCrory has to take great heart from that, as Colin Jones now looks about his corner, talks with Eddie Thomas, and of course everybody in the world right now, and particularly I am sure in Wales, is wondering whether or not their young gladiator has been able to shake the effects, the impact of the left hook and the straight, hard right hand thrown by Milt McCrory. Here we go to round number 2. Colin Jones down from a hard, straight right hand. A good left hook preceded it. So now, Colin Jones, I am sure most acutely aware of the fact that he's facing a little bit different kind of a fighter in McCrory. Milt tries the right. Jones comes back to the body with a good left hook dug just into the rib cage. Jones seems just fine. His only loss was to Curtis Ramsey of Portland, Oregon, and he lost that in Wales, believe it or not, as Ramsey was falling down, having been pummeled severely. Colin Jones hit him on the way down. They called it a foul, and the European rules being what they are, he lost the fight. So no one has really ever beaten him. McCrory trying to go to the body with the right hand. Jones is a deceptive sort of a fellow. His defense is much more effective than it might appear to the naked eye. And Milt McCrory became painfully aware of that in the middle going of their fight back in March. In fact, one of the prime strengths of Colin Jones, according to McCrory, is his defense. He's difficult to hit. But Milt sure did find him at the closing seconds of that first round with that straight right hand. Jones shows no marks. McCrory gets the right hand over the top and lands it alongside the head of Jones. Jones now parrying the McCrory right pretty well. Very, very hot day in Las Vegas. McCrory finds him with another right hand and the left hook to the side of the head. Milt throwing the greater number of punches, as again the Welshman is slow to get on track. A right hand over the top by Jones is just short. Milt McCrory, one of the quicker people in the 147-pound weight class. Very good fighter with his feet. Just inside the final minute of round number 2. Colin Jones down with 8 seconds to go in the first round from a straight right hand, and he has not done much here in the second round, though he appears to be totally recovered from the straight right that put him down. Pretty good left hand by Jones there to the side of the head of McCrory. Coming up on a half minute to go in round 2, scheduled for 12. Colin Jones covering well as McCrory tried to work him with the left and then come back with a left hook, and he couldn't get it in. Right is blocked by Jones. Jones a little more effective here in the last minute of the second round. But McCrory still throwing the greater number of punches in the fight. Round number 3 now. Colin Jones starting to come on in the final minute of the second round after being decked in the first round. The closing seconds. And the anxiety seems now to be gone from his corner as he is seemingly recovered from the left hook and right hand that put him down. McCrory staying busy. He has thrown far and away the greater number of punches. Colin Jones is wild. The referee is Isaac Herrera from Panama. It is a Latin panel of judges from Panama, Mexico, and Venezuela. This is for the WBC Welterweight Championship. The winner here succeeds the great Sugar Ray Leonard. There's the left hook again by McCrory. There's Emmanuel Stewart in the corner of Milt McCrory. Of course, one of the primary training partners and friend and stablemate of McCrory would be Thomas Hearn, who also works under the tutelage and management of Emmanuel Stewart. The right hand is picked off by Colin Jones that time, but it's the left by McCrory that is now beginning to redden the face of the Welshman. Jones now showing a bit of a mouse under the left eye. I think that's probably where that right hand landed that put him down. He had voiced the opinion, Jones had, coming into the fight, that he didn't feel that there was a welterweight in the world that could put him down or really hurt him. And the feeling among a lot of us was that Milt McCrory, if in fact he did have an effective right hand and it was not hurting him, that he had to stand in and take a shot. He had to bang some with the Welshman in order to get his respect early in the fight, and he certainly did that. But now Colin Jones is beginning to fight the kind of a fight we saw him work with in Reno, Nevada last March. That right hand by McCrory telegraphed a bit and picked off by Jones. One of the trademarks of Emmanuel Stewart's fighters is that they all tend to leave that left hand low. That obviously makes an inviting target for someone with a right hand lead, but most of them are so quick, Hearns and McCrory and many of the others, that it's very difficult to get him. That right hand came over the top and he got Jones on the side of the head. But he didn't flinch on that one. Milt McCrory is dictating the pace of the fight so far here in round number 3 with 10 seconds to go. Through 3, it's McCrory's fight.
Your father gave it.
Round 4 now of this WBC Welterweight Championship fight. Colin Jones of South Wales, Gorsiden on the left, or in the red trunks, and Milt McCrory in the goal. Milt McCrory dropped Jones with 8 seconds to go in the first round from a straight right hand that had followed a left hook and sort of set him up. Jones worked himself out of trouble in the second round, started to come on a little bit, but McCrory remains the pace setter of the fight and has thrown the greater number of punches and has been the most effective puncher. Colin Jones still not really out of the blocks yet, and into his game plan of pressuring Milt McCrory and working to the body, trying to take away some of the foot speed. One of the things that, that's Tommy Hearns, the stablemate of Milt McCrory, who is at ringside and watching the fight, has helped prepare McCrory for this fight. One of the problems that Colin Jones has had throughout his career is he sort of fell in love with the idea that the big punch would carry him, and there were many times in which he won fights in the later rounds by relying on the big punch. But you're not going to get that with a Milton McCrory. He is not going to give you the big punch. You're going to have to search, 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 and eventually, if you're fortunate, you might find it. But he is taller, he has the edge and reach, and he is the quicker of the two men. So the probabilities of a big punch against him are quite remote. Everybody felt that Milton McCrory was well ahead in the fight after 6 rounds in Reno in March. Sort of went flat in the 7th. Got a little tired at altitude there. And the Welshman came on like gangbusters, but McCrory went inside of himself and gutted it out in the 12th and actually won the 12th round, though 2 of the judges did call it even. But many people felt that McCrory had won it. And even Jones felt McCrory had won it, and he wound up a draw. Now the left hand of Colin Jones begins to find McCrory a little bit more. But Milt stays very busy. There's a good left hook. The big left hook by Colin Jones, far and away his best punch of the fight. The wild right misses badly. But that's the most effective punch of the fight so far by Colin Jones, of a short, chopping left hook. And it is lethal. He can take almost anybody down with it in this weight division. McCrory just missed. He had him set for the right, loaded it, and just missed with it. McCrory is not running, not dancing like he did in the first fight. He's saving himself, pacing himself. He ran out of gas. It is a hot day, 104 on the ring apron as we began.